Nigeria, a country richly endowed with natural resources and a high-quality human capital, is yet to find its rightful place among the Committee of Nations. A major reason that has been responsible for her socio-economic stagnation is the phenomenon of corruption. Political leadership and corruption were interwoven, and it is against this background that they explore the corrupt tendencies of the political leadership class in Nigeria since 1960.
Way to go. I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah.
According to the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, Act Section 2, corruption includes vices like bribery, fraud, and other related offences. Corruption is the abuse or misuse of power or position, of trust for personal or group benefits, monetary or otherwise. The dishonest and illegal behavior exhibited especially by the people in authority for their personal gain is corruption. According to the Perception Index of Transparency International, Nigeria was ranked 144th out of the 146 countries, beating Bangladesh and Haiti to the last position. An analysis of the anti-graft and anti-corruption laws in Nigeria shows that corruption will continue in spite of the laws because of the perpetrators do not fear the consequences.
Many things lead to how human beings behave. Part of it is culture, the way culture, the values of the people have evolved. Very easily noticeable is a remarkable change in the value system in Nigeria from, say, the 50s and 60s, when, for example, political leaders were consumed by how they could improve the quality of life of people, to today, where the single denominator of value, it seems, is money.
Corruption is caused by the greed of our people, the inadequacy of our leaders to look to the needs of the people, to provide the basic amenities and do what is right for the people. Then you have corruption.
Corruption is everywhere, from the small office to the big office, from even the messenger, the gatesman, to even the oga at the top.
The causes of corruption, I would say that is something that has to do with a personal thing. It starts from family, it starts from anywhere that you know that there are no structures, the value system is not strong, and it could lead to anything. It could lead to corruption.
What makes people go into dubious things and then take from what doesn't belong to them? That is one major factor: greed.
When you look at the number of people that have been charged for corruption in Nigeria, you will realize that at the end of the day, nothing is being done. Take, for example, the case of Lawan Farouk, an honorable member of the House of Representatives. He was charged with corruption, but the case has died down. We have several cases like that in Nigeria.
As who gets talked down at by any miscreant who becomes a government official. So it's a different world. The value system is completely different. And so the temptation to have corrupt gain is significantly there.
The growth of corruption in Nigeria can be traced to the people holding power at the federal, state, and local government levels. Corruption does not involve just the people in the government, but also the people in both private and public sector, and even the traditional rulers, as well as some decentralized centers of power and authority.
I think it's high time that government will be sincere to themselves and actually purge out everyone that is corrupt.
To have people who display wealth be made to account. You can't be every new day you buy a private jet and all of that, and nobody's asking where is he making the money from.
The only thing government need to do is to take decisive action on the offenders.
But I think this is a case of he that knows that he is a saint should cast the first stone, because no one is pure, no one is clean. So they're also scared of trying to bring out, trying to expose whoever is not doing the right thing.
Recently, there was a pension scam. The man charged with pension scam was asked to pay certain amount of money back to the government, and up till now, nothing is being heard of it. The man is free.
The spectrum of corruption in Africa, it goes from rare in Botswana, widespread in Ghana, systemic in Nigeria. And you can see the debilitative impact on Nigeria's economic performance, the fact that its institutions are weak and therefore sustain a high level of uncertainty, a high level of corruption, which means there's a high level of uncertainty, which means that people are more reluctant to invest because there's a high level of uncertainty.
In Nigeria today, if a common man should steal 10 naira, the court will go ahead to prosecute the person. And if at the end of the day he's found guilty of the offense, they may likely jail him. But nothing is being done at the top to deal with the real offenders.
We need to have laws that protect, support whistleblowers. We need to have general orientation, because many people who are corrupt actually don't realize the consequence is as devastating as it is. They just think, which one? This is my own share. This is, but they don't realize how damaging it is to the very fabric of society. So education is a very important part of the process to educate people.
We have to change our orientation totally.
If you want to purge the system of every corrupt person, including yourself, including you that you are shouting and clamoring for it, you should also be exposed.
We should go back to the days of Buhari and Idi Agbon regime in Nigeria.
In order to prevent corruption from happening at all, Nigerians should emphasize transparency, integrity, and accountability in all their private and public transactions. Social transformation in education of the public is a necessary factor in a social transformation. There is need for formation and reformation, orientation and reorientation of the minds and the hearts of Nigerians, for them to see that corruption is the enemy of development. Enforcement of anti-corruption law. The law should be enforced to its fullest and without fear and favor. The multiplying effect of this improvement will reduce the tendency of public servants to demand and take bribes and get involved in other corrupt practices.
In today's public service in Nigeria, there actually is what I like to describe as an entitlement mentality to corrupt gain. And most public servants think something is wrong with you if you do business with their agency and you don't realize that you have a duty to give them something. If something is wrong with you, what's wrong with you? Don't you understand that you're supposed to? How can you take this from us? It becomes their own.
I'll give you a typical example. There was a time it was said that Bode George squandered some money. For some time he was going to court. You would actually see Nigerians going to court to go and shout he's innocent, and they will even sue Ashwebi. Yeah? Even they went to court with the Ashwebi. Even when he finally came out, when he was a freed man, they still did Thanksgiving in church for him. Even the religious bodies are not spared.
You will see parents who go to schools telling the school owners to give their children double promotion. Is that not corruption?
It is not only when people embezzle money that, we say that they are corrupt. There are some things we do at grassroots that link with corruption.
For example, you enter the bus, you're going somewhere, the policeman stops you, or you get to a checkpoint, an illegal checkpoint, and someone demands for a particular amount of money from the policeman for no reason. It is not the driver that reacts for it, is the people in the bus. And what do? We shut the driver down and say, my friend, don't complain, pay. You two are extorting us, so pay the money to the policeman and let's get out of this place. Is that not what is happening every day? I mean, we are so eager to settle our cases. That's what the Nigerians settle and get moving.
Corruption has an adverse effect on social and economic development and also in building a nation.
You go to the bus stop, you want to take bus, just because they see it that there are so many passengers, they will increase the fare.
Corruption kills. I mean, if you think of all the resources that could have gone into things that save lives, that have not gone there, the number of people who die as a result, you can literally charge people who are corrupt for murder, because you can trace the number of people who are dead because of their action.
You go to the Niger Delta that we are talking of now, oil-rich Niger Delta, you look at the people, they are still poor till date. So it's visible to everyone.
When some people, some clique decide to loot the nation treasury, most of them are having fat banks account overseas. So, and some of the money that are supposed to use to build schools and to provide other necessary infrastructures were being siphoned. So what do you expect? The majority of people will suffer. And that is what we are experiencing in Nigeria today.
We don't have light, we don't have roads, we don't have houses, we don't have food, people are jobless. Definitely, corruption is definitely part of it.
Corruption in Nigeria is systematic, and to address the problem, a systematic approach is needed. To curb and eventually eradicate corruption, children, youth, and the adults must be given the power to distinguish right from wrong. All schools should return to the teaching of moral education to empower children with the spirit of stewardship, while adults live exemplary lives, reflecting truth, kindness, dignity of labor, and integrity. The condition of peace of mind is contentment. Test for ease of mind. Get satisfaction, be pleased with what you have changed to grow, and serve our nation with all sincerity of heart.
What does it take to be a corruption fighter?
Standing for the truth.
To be a person of integrity.
Either your understanding of the consequence of corruption or your basic orientation as a person.
Stand for what you fight for.
You should not allow the love of money or material things to take you over.
It's difficult, but it takes place.
We are the future. We are the dream. We are the nation. We are part of this. Yes, we are so amazing. That's the least we shall be. At the heart of the nation, changing history. How can they say that we are finished? We have just begun. When we have nowhere else to run to, we have nowhere else to go. So get out of the way of the land of our dreams. We are the nation.